Brought to you by...
In life, many of us face horrors more crippling than anything the rest of us can possibly imagine. And throughout 2020 and 2021, respectively, some came to the realization that their most debilitating terror lies within the idea of being deeply and utterly alone with themselves. Hello, friends, and welcome back to ETF. Sometimes we find horror in the most unlikely of places. Today, I wanted to look at something very different for this channel. Beneath the veneer of a standard Netflix special, YouTuber turned stand-up comedian Bo Burnham has created a hilariously and uniquely captivating window into the traumatic confinement of creators. With his latest comedy endeavor that turned his gaze inside. Written, directed, filmed, edited by, and starring Bo Burnham. Recorded in his home during the COVID-19 pandemic, without a crew or audience. It was released on Netflix on May 30th, 2021. It features a variety of songs and sketches about his day-to-day life indoors. Throughout, he depicts his deteriorating mental health and explores themes of performativity and his relationship to his audience. Captured in a highly cinematic, sometimes almost found-footage style, Bo Burnham confines us along with himself to a single tiny room, a studio space that was possibly originally built to be an in-law apartment, and forces us to watch him devolve into the comedic madness of isolation. It has been no secret throughout his career that Burnham is a lover of dry wit in musical form. These are the tools he used, after all, to get his start here on YouTube, and they have carried throughout his stand-up career. He makes full use of them here, crafting a musical spiral out of control, locking himself away with his thoughts and fears, commenting on all of the things that have come to light over the course of these past couple years, and poking fun at the many issues we all are facing. What many, I'm sure, don't really realize is that in recent years, Burnham has stepped outside of his comedy roots, venturing into the world of acting and directing, recently releasing an acclaimed film of his own with 8th Grade, and co-starring along Carey Mulligan in Promising Young Woman. This recent experience bleeds through the screen throughout Inside, as he utilizes strong, stark cinematography and theatrical lighting to maximize the comedic effect of every moment. He captures the entire thing utilizing only a single Panasonic Lumix DSLR, showcasing the power and capability of these devices to create a work of art with the most minimal of assistance. But the real topic of conversation here isn't about how he managed to produce this special on his own, but the messages he was able to convey. While this is a comedy special through and through, it also spoke to myself and many others as a deep psychoanalysis of not only himself, but others like him, who rely on the reactions of others. Throughout this special, we bear witness to the breakdown of Burnham, as he descends down a rabbit hole, attempting to create this special during a time when he must remain utterly alone and confined to his own thoughts, forcing him to confront the ideas that many of us face today, being that we are not in any sense of the words doing well. The choice of setting, locking us within the walls of this somewhat cramped space, in a way conveys Bo's mind. Many shots see him among scattered instruments and pieces of gear, suggesting an individual surrounded by chaos happening around him. Each piece seems placed strategically like paint on a canvas, to express the scattered, cluttered, and messy nature of an artist's thoughts. As an artist myself, and yes, I do consider myself one, I can relate to the hectic representation quite well. Burnham uses this space to explore many of the forms of creation that we have all been drawn to throughout this isolated period. such as TikTokers, live streamers, and YouTube content creators, which calls back to his own roots in a unique way. To me, these explorations read as a commentary on the degradation of the art form, and a peek at how reliant we have become on them to distract us from the real issues. I know that some of you out there will not agree, but for me, Bo Burnham's Inside played out more like a disturbingly humorous spiral into the already fragile mental state of a creator, whom, when forced into the confinement of his own thoughts, begins to buckle and fracture to the point of no return. It's in this lockdown state that we've been forced to confront things more horrifying than any shock film or monster movie. The creeping loneliness that we as creators stave off by attempting to contextualize an audience that will never truly know us for who we are. And the crushing self-doubt and trauma that comes lurking behind these false personalities that we push out into the world. In some ways, for me, Inside might be one of the truest horror experiences to come out of this quarantine. It sheds light on a level of fear that many of us face, bringing his own brand of entertainment all too close to a shockingly terrifying reality. And out of all of those who've turned their eyes to it and broken it down, none have really considered it to be as disturbing as it actually is. Hey friends, thank you so much for watching. Obviously this analysis is just a wildly unique interpretation of Bo Burnham's latest special, but it was one that I really wanted to get out. This is how it felt to me while I was watching it for the first time, and it absolutely captivated me. If you like this video, please consider giving it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you aren't already. Click the bell to stay up to date on all my future videos. Check out our Patreon if you want to help support the show and get yourself access to some very special Patreon exclusive videos. Until next time, stay safe, keep embracing films, and thanks for watching.